In this clip, we're going to do a quick dive into base units and base formations. Base formations are support formations that are always part of a parent formation, meaning a division, corps, army, or front. Base formations always contain some combination of three unit types: headquarters, artillery, and engineers. For this reason, these three types of units are referred to as base units. Note, however, that some NATO brigades also contain all three types of base units. Looking at a Warsaw Pact TO&E card, as we see here on the screen, we see a classic Warsaw Pact division base formation in the East German 4th Motor Rifle Division. It contains 2 HQ units, 4 engineer units, and 2 artillery units. Scrolling down, we see the Army base formation for the 8th Guards Army. It has artillery units and engineer units. Looking at a NATO TO&E card, we see a classic NATO division base formation here in the 12th Panzer Division. It also contains HQ units, engineer units, and artillery units. Note that the independent Jaeger battalions are not part of the division base. These units are always attached to a brigade of the NATO player's choice when they enter play. Looking at the individual brigades within the 12th Panzer, we see that each of them also contains base units: 1 HQ unit, 1 artillery unit, and 1 engineer unit. How do base units move? All base units are strictly limited to march operations. The one exception is engineer units, which can participate in any other operation if they are within 3 hexes of the lead unit for a regiment or task force in their chain of command, in which case they can participate in whatever operation that regiment or task force is conducting. When do base units move? Warsaw Pact base units in a division base move in a single march operation, termed a division base march operation. All of the units in the division base move together in that one march operation. This operation can be conducted at any time during the operation segment of the division's activation cycle, before the operation of any regiments, after the operation of all regiments, or at any point in between. Division bases are simply treated like any other regiment the Pact player must move. Base units in a Warsaw Pact Army or front base formation can move during the march operation of any subordinate division, and each base unit can move with a different division as long as no unit moves more than once per turn. This means that each unit in a Warsaw Pact Army or front base formation can move during the march operation, the division base march operation, of any subordinate division. Again, engineers in any base formation within 3 hexes of the lead unit for a regiment in their chain of command can move separately with that regiment and participate in any operation the regiment conducts. Base units in a NATO brigade move when their brigade activates. Base units belonging to a NATO division base or corps base formation can move during the activation cycle for any subordinate brigade, and each base unit can move individually with a different brigade as long as no unit moves more than once per turn. Like all base units, NATO base units can only conduct march operations, except that, like Pact engineer units, NATO engineer units within 3 hexes of the lead unit for a task force in their chain of command can participate in any operation conducted by that task force. Note that artillery units can always move before they fire or fire after they move. Firing does not prevent them from moving. Likewise, HQ units can expend CPs and RPs and also move in the same turn. Engineer units, on the other hand, cannot conduct an engineering action if they have moved that turn. And this concludes our clip on base units.